Order at 2:10. Frankie, would you like to invocation?
Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for the beautiful sunshine that you have blessed us with. And we just ask you, God, to guide and direct our thoughts and our decisions. In Jesus' name I pray, amen.
Kelly?
Yes, sir. Jake Lay,
Here.
Harley Buzzard,
Here.
Jack Baker,
Here.
Joe Bird,
Honey.
Julia Coates, Jody Fishington, here. Janelle Fulbright, present. Dawn Garvin, Frankie Hargis, present. China Glory Jordan, Lee Keener, Curtis Snell, Denise Taylor, here. David Thornton, Victoria Griswold, David Wilkinson, Carrie Cowan Watts.
Thank you. Like to ask for approval of minutes.
Make a motion to be approved.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
That's approved. Reports, and I see Marshall Lamb.
Good afternoon, council.
Hello.
I don't have a lot to report, but wanted to state that today is our last clothing voucher program. To date, we have taken 5109 applications, and we anticipate today there'll be at least 1,200 more. My staff wanted to personally thank each and every one of you for your continued support, and especially for the food and water that you guys have provided. Believe me, it was greatly appreciated, especially in this heat. Also, a special thank you to Councilman Buzzard, who came to our rescue at the very last minute on another side. Thank you. Our coat voucher program will start sometime in August, so our staff will rest up a little bit and start again. And that's not quite as intense as the clothing voucher, but it's still a lot of people. We are finalizing our veterans trip. We have it scheduled from September 22nd through the 24th, and we will have a dinner the night before at Hard Rock, as last time. Right now, we have 10 veterans that have stated that they are interested in going. There's 8 World War II veterans, 2 Korean. If everyone goes that says they're going, we have a unique situation. We've got 2 families that there's going to be brothers that are going, so we're kind of proud of that. We hope everybody goes. Are there any questions?
I have one. In comparison to the number that we had last year to this year, what's the variance there? I didn't.
On what, Joe?
On the voucher, clothing voucher, compared to last year?
I asked them because it seemed like there was a whole lot more, but what they said is some sites have increased and other sites have decreased. I don't know if they're going to another site or what.
Self-sufficiency, some
Yeah.
towns are just
Yeah,
doing better.
yeah, I guess.
Do you remember the number from that, Steve?
It was about 6,000 last year, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I thought.
And we're on track for a little over 63.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Harley?
That answered my question.
Okay. For you.
Yes, thank you. Marcia, on the coat voucher, is that a set amount or is it a coat per kid or how does that work? I don't remember.
Is that
The
a
coat
certain amount?
Is the coat voucher?
Yeah, I
is it
believe
a
it's $100.
dollar amount?
I'm not sure of that. I get them mixed up, but, anyway, it's per child.
Per
It's,
child.
you know.
Okay.
Kara?
Thank you. Will we be able to address Collinsville next year?
Yeah, what I told them to do, I said if there's funding left and maybe we could go up there half a day or something. You know, there's another site that's been requested, but we've got to get through this first.
Because numbers seemed, I mean, at least when I was at Claremore, they seemed
Yeah, well,
low and
what we've been trying to do is alternate sites. So, I sent out a revised edition of the burial program. I hope everyone got it. And I hope that just to use that as a reference. And also, I sent it to everyone, but was an event that was done up at the Veneta Clinic. It was a children's farmers market. And I know better than to send it just to one of you. All of you will want a copy of it. But this is something we're really proud of. We like to show you that we don't just turn on electric or stuff like that. We have fun activities and we try to do things for our children. This was done in the northern areas by 2 staff who just kind of took a chance and applied for a little grant, and they got it. And it turned out to be a really good deal. And this is a continuation of that project at the CDC centers.
Don Garber?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Marcia, the bike riders had a good trip down to North Carolina tonight. Some of the elders are asking for the same kind of trip on the bus. And I know it's been done before, but it's been a long time ago. Is that something we could do?
They took a trip over there too? Is that what you're saying?
I don't know who sponsored it or not, but
I don't.
maybe Jack Baker can.
I'll check with ours to see if it was ours. It had to have been sometime back. Now, sometimes in those community centers, they'll have a trip, but it's usually something that that little community wants to do.
Well, this will be a combination of the elders.
I'll check into it for you. That would be good.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
You bet. Jody?
Is the Coke vouchers 100 or 50?
After I said that, I thought it might be 50.
Okay. Thank you.
I'm getting old. I apologize.
Yes, we're good, Marcia. Thank you. David, are you Ron Qualls today?
Yes, sir. He wanted me to apologize for not being able to make it today. He also wanted me to let you guys know that he says he has the IHP completed and is looking forward to presenting it later in August. HUD will visit the Cherokee Nation August the 24th through the 28th to conduct an on-site monitoring review of some of the NAHASTA programs. The HUD staff will arrive on August the 24th and conduct a brief entrance meeting with Cherokee Nation staff and the Housing Authority staff. Housing Authority board members, council members, and tribal officials are also welcome to attend the HUD entrance and exit meetings. The programs scheduled to be reviewed are the Housing Authority's rental assistance programs and Rehab's replacement home program and the housing rehab program. The review is for 2012, 2013 through June the 30th, 2015. And hopefully everything goes good with that review. And I think you guys have my report. If you have any questions, I'll answer.
Can you tell us the data again on that?
The what?
The date.
The date of the review?
Yeah.
It starts on the 24th, and the entrance will be at 1 o'clock. I think they arrive at 1 on the 24th, and they leave at 1 on the 28th.
And what's the deadline on the IHP?
He got a 90-day extension.
90-day extension. So
Yes,
we're late.
I looked at that before I came down here. I think it's around October the 16th.
Were we late? What was the original deadline?
It was, pardon me? Yeah, July.
Why were we late getting it turned in or submitted?
I think he's had it ready. I'm not sure what the problem was. I can find out.
All right, thank you, Dave. Thank you, Chair.
Donna?
is he we're talking about?
Ron Claus.
Janelle?
I've got a comment. I've spoken to you earlier. We're really proud of all the replacement homes you're doing down in Sequoia County.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sure you're doing them everywhere, but it's really helping out a lot of our elders that really need a house. That one I went into, the one where you're building by the railroad track, oh, it was bad. Ceiling was falling in and they needed it. That's a good program.
Thank you.
That's all. Thank you.
Janelle, thank you for reminding me. How many replacement homes in the IHP plan for this time, for 2016, do you remember?
12 to 15, I think.
Is
I
that,
can look it up and make sure.
We
For
must
next
have got
year's
all of
funding,
them.
right?
You did.
It's usually 12 to 15.
They must have all been in Sequoia County.
it,
I'm just joking.
I hope you are. Is that enough to catch up with the numbers that are asked for or not? Probably. How many, if we were adding to it somehow, what would you like to see?
We have 70 on our list right now.
Okay.
Funny.
Somebody over here.
Go ahead.
You
I'm
got
just
it?
gonna say, what's the average age on those requests? Is that a criteria for that? I should know that.
The age of the
Replacement?
home,
Yes, you said we had like, what'd you say, 70 that's request? I mean, what's the average age on it?
all the participants that received a replacement home are elderly, handicapped, or disabled.
Okay.
So 62 or older.
You bet.
David, I just want to thank you for the promptness that you used this last month to help our people in my district. And in Janae's district.
And in mine.
Thank you, ma'am.
And in mine, thank you.
I appreciate it.
Part of the job.
Ron had to be gone.
Yeah, I think you was.
I appreciate it.
Any other comments, questions? Thank you. Good job. Mr. Cooper.
Good afternoon. And then just to expand off of what David said about HUD coming on site, just as a reminder, they're required to come visit and do an on-site review, a minimum of every 5 years. So this was, they had to come out this year. They didn't have a choice, they are required to. So we had a meeting with them just to make sure that we fully understood what they were coming on site to do, and their intent is to look at two programs, which are two big line item programs, and one is the rental assistance, and then one is the housing rehab. So everything should go good. They'd have been here 5 years ago for their last review, and actually they were actually here, I guess maybe after that, the actual Inspector General's office on the stimulus review. Just as an update and a reminder to everyone, we started taking applications this week on Monday, and we'll continue through August 7th for the college housing program. We are also in the process of putting together a press release to open up the waiting list for our NAHASTA assisted units, the home ownership programs in a couple of counties. Those are the waiting list that we use to fill vacant or repossessed homes that we get back, or homes we have to take back, unfortunately, in some cases. And those are the NAHASTA assisted units, either mutual help homes that were built back under the old mutual help program, or rural rental homes. And right now we're looking at opening the waiting list in, and whenever the press release is ready, I'll send that out to you too, but just to kind of give you an update of where those are. And also we'll be sending notices along with the income qualifications out to the folks on the new home waiting list who do not have land, should they want to apply. But we're looking at Delaware County, Mays County, Rogers County, Sequoia County, Tulsa County, and Washington counties, are the places that we will be looking at opening up the waiting lists in. And it looks like for all of those, it will be for both the 3 and 4 bedroom waiting list. And we'll start taking applications at 9:00 a.m. on Monday, August 17th. So we'll get the information out on all of that. It'll probably be going out this week, along with what the program qualification guidelines are, the income guidelines, and stuff that would be beneficial to bring in, like Social Security cards, income verification, things like that. That is an HOSTA-assisted program, so there are income guidelines and some other requirements that have to be met, but I did just want to kind of give you an update that you can expect us to do that. We're running low on our waiting lists in those counties, so it's beneficial now to open that back up. And usually we have to do that every 3 years. It just kind of depends. And unfortunately, it's one of those deals where we do get houses back. But what we do is we go in, renovate them, make them like new, and then move a new family into those. To give you a quick update on negotiated rulemaking.
Here,
Yeah.
I wonder, this is not the same income criteria as your new housing program?
No, it's the NAHASTA income guidelines.
I got you, thank you.
It's the 80% of the national median income.
Thank you.
Yeah. On negotiated rulemaking, we are coming up on our next and our last real negotiations of the meeting will take place the week of August 10th, so the 11th, 12th, and 13th. As you may remember, for the last almost year, I've served as on a study work group where we have looked at data sources. We were able to wrap up our work on Monday, so I'm glad to have that done and behind us. And we've issued our final report to the full committee. And basically, we did a lot of work over the past 10 months or so. We looked at 49 data sources and narrowed it down from there to look and see what might be beneficial in using as part of the NAHASTA formula. That's what this NEGREG committee is for, is to figure out if there's any changes that need to be made to the NAHASTA funding formula. That's the way our money is divided up. Everyone else's money is divided up under NAHASTA, is under a formula. So we've been working on that. Study group worked long and hard to get that report issued, looking at different data sources. One of the reasons we needed to do that is because part of the NAHASTA formula is still tied to the long form on the decennial census. That's information that's no longer collected. It's now collected through the American Community Survey, but the questions are different and don't match up to some of the information that was collected under the long form. So that information's out of date. So the only way that it can be used is that data has to be aged. So last time it was gathered was in 2000, so we need another way. We need some more variables in the formula, replace some existing variables to bring it up to what is current information. So that's what we have been working on. I think you have our report in front of you. We ended the spring semester with 137 students on our college housing program. Proud of that. And we, of course, are taking applications now. Those applications are being taken in all of our offices. The applications are also available online for anyone wishing to apply. That is also a NAHASTA-funded program, so there are income guidelines on that. And since it is a NAHASTA-funded program, the permanent resident for the student has to be within the Cherokee Nation. So they can attend school anywhere, but their residence has to be within the Cherokee Nation boundaries, because that is a federally funded program. Other than that, I think that's about all I have, unless you have any questions for me.
David?
Under this NAHASTA program you talked about,
The college housing, or
what does this Redbird Housing Development fall under?
It falls under the homeownership programs, the NAHOSTA-funded programs.
You know when it'll be open?
I'm sorry.
There's several houses in there that are vacant.
We have, in Sequoyah County, we have quite a few people still on the waiting list. I'm guessing that they may have went through those, so it would be whenever we open up the waiting list. If all falls under the homeownership, it was in that. We would be taking applications for that in next month. It wouldn't be specific to Redbird housing. It would be for all of Sequoyah County. We open up the waiting list for the entire county. Does that help you?
Yep.
Okay. Janice?
Yes, sir. If you gave the deadline for the college housing assistance, I missed.
It's August 7th.
Is the deadline?
It's the deadline, yeah. And
Open now.
it's open now through August 7th. And the reason for that is we usually want to make sure that we can close it. Everyone can get all their paperwork back to us before school starts.
Okay, very good.
You know,
I just didn't catch
if
that.
someone comes in late, we can probably still take it, and if there's still room, we would help them, but the deadline's August 7th.
I just didn't catch it. Thank you, Chair.
You bet. Harley?
Gary, I looked online at the requirements for the college
Mhm.
housing program. And down at the bottom, it said there could be other requirements. I didn't see that policy, but my question is it a requirement they live in an MH house? It didn't
No,
say that.
no, it is not. They have to reside within the Cherokee Nation.
Okay.
They have to be low income. They have to be enrolled in a minimum of 12 hours, so they have to be a full-time student. They've had to apply for financial aid. They don't necessarily have to receive it, but they've had to make application.
And I don't know that
Yeah.
that 12 hours is on that guideline or not. I understand.
And actually, I think it says full-time. So if they happen to be enrolled in a school that maybe uses a different criteria, if maybe they're enrolled in a university somewhere that uses quarter-hour increments or something else, I'm guessing that, but I believe it probably does say full-time
The
student.
other thing on the housing waiting list,
Mhm.
do you have any idea how many houses may be available in each one of the districts?
No, though, no, there's none right now.
So you're just updating the housing
Yes,
list?
yeah. There would be none right now. We still have enough people on our waiting list that we're working to fill the ones we've got. But those, and it's hard to say when we'd have any available. We may have none for 6 months, but we may have 10 1 month.
So it's just a list that you're.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Jones.
Because it's just whenever someone moves out, or we have to take the house back.
I guess that's it.
Thank you, sir.
Oh,
And Gary, do we have any program that gives an advantage to like a disabled veteran in the waiting list?
Not specifically to veterans, but all of our NAHOSTA program, the home ownership program, the rental assistance programs, we do give preference to elderly and disabled families.
Okay.
So, I mean, they do get that preference, but there is no specific preference just to veterans. We can give a preference for elderly and or disabled,
Okay.
and that's the preference we give.
Welcome. Anyone else?
And veterans would fall under that category as well.
Thank you, Gary. Michael is not here today. I think someone was gonna speak for him.
Good afternoon. As far as our active road projects that are under construction, the Ross Road in Muskogee County was finalized out on July 22nd. Everything went well. It was a really nice job. The Kenwood Bridges, Delaware County, probably 75% complete. The actual bridge structures are complete at this time. We have traffic switched over onto one of those bridges so they can remove the old bridge and get the material out of that section to finish the other three. The Wycliffe Bridge is probably 55 to 60% complete, working on switching lanes over traffic so they can get the new lanes constructed under traffic. The CNI project over South Stillwell. Contractors moved on to that project, the actual 7/15 of this month. Having a little bit more delay because of the rain that we did have, and now with the weather, they're trying to get everybody rolling on that project, so. And other than that, that's all we have under construction at this time. Have the report. Any questions?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
I just want to say thank you for coming over to our ribbon cutting. That's really a nice road. I think it's close to 12 miles, and they need some more speed limit signs on there.
Yes, sir. It turned out really, really well.
Thanks for coming over. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anna Knight.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
I just have a couple of quick updates with the housing programs in Commerce with Matt. And we are on track this year. We were on track for 175 maps by the end of the year, and now it's gone up to 185, so the program continues to grow in popularity. And then on the report, I did include a graphic that kind of shows the prosperity spectrum that we've been using in regards to mortgage assistance and financial education. And hopefully it'll help you understand just a little bit more about how we actually are looking at the families and what some common measurements are for them. The people that are in the middle column, financial stability and financial success, are the two that are actually obtaining the MAP funds and purchasing their homes. Other than that, I'm happy to answer any questions you might have.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I just have a couple of comments. I do like that. I noticed how that made it a lot easier with that report, page 38. And also, I just want to thank you and your staff for the quick response with my sweet citizen in Adair. I think she's probably pretty happy to be getting things off at Dead Center.
Good, good.
Appreciate it.
Don, go ahead.
And I've got a question from a constituent.
Okay.
He's asking me if they
I'll
could
get you next time, Don.
get a MAP fund, mortgage assistance, and then build their own house if they can show that they're carpenters and something like that.
They can. We would have to work with them a little bit more. The bank would actually have to work with them a little bit more. They have the capacity to be able to do it, but if they're able to get a mortgage loan for it, they should be able to use MAP.
So if the bank felt like that they could do it and was sure that they could do it, they could do it.
Right.
That's good, because I know there's some partners out there that can do it. I guess the next thing is convincing the bank that they can do it.
Right.
And the bank loaning the money.
Right.
And the other question was brought to me, and I don't know if he has all the money, but he said, I've got enough money to do a lot of it myself, am I still able to get that? I think you could, is that right? And he could, say he had 40,000 saved, and he could borrow another 50,000, 40,000 from the bank.
Sure.
Those can all be worked out.
Sure.
In some way.
Sure can.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
You're welcome. Don, go ahead.
Anna, I was a real estate broker. I've been working with a client that's Cherokee, and they're trying to do a 203B with Section 184. And come back, there's a lot of requirements the appraiser made. We tried to switch to 203K, and looks like no one in Muskogee does that. Is it quite complicated, or what's the reasoning on that?
You know, I'm not sure. I would have to do some checking on that to see if I can locate some lenders and what the issue may be, but.
I said there may be some in Tulsa. Is there any in Cherokee County?
I'm not sure. I'll do some checking though and try to get back with you this afternoon. Okay?
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
You're welcome. Anyone else? Thank you. Anna. Looking at old business done pending, new business done pending. Any announcements? Okay, the next meeting is scheduled Monday, August 10th at 2 p.m.
I move we adjourn.
All in favor of adjournment?
Aye.
Ayes have it, we're adjourned.